Hall of Famer James Lights Out Toney goes in on Shakur Stevenson once again. He's made it abundantly clear he's not a fan of his style and stated that he's boring. But he goes in on him once again in a new interview. But first, let's get a message from our sponsors at Block TV. Use code BLUEBLOODS, all caps. Tired of paying crazy cable bills? Ditch cable and switch to Block TV, the ultimate pay-as-you-go alternative. Stream live sports, boxing, MMA, pay-per-view, fights, premium channels like HBO, Stars, and Showtime, plus your favorite shows and movies all in one app. No more paying for multiple streaming services. Block TV is only $35 a month, plus tax, with no contracts. Cancel anytime. Use code Blueblood Sports TV. Viewers get 30% off their first month. Just use Blue Bloods when you log into the website and promo code. Get started today at getblocktv.com. That's getblocktv.com. Get started today. Don't miss out. Use code Blue Bloods ASAP.
Be real with you. Ain't no fighter today can flat my hair. No fighter. No fighter.
Number one pound for pound in boxing.
Benavidez.
Benavidez, not Shakur, no? David Benavidez.
Come on, man.
What, no? What, not Shakur?
For what?
I'm asking a lot of people do.
Let me ask you, I don't know why. What has he done?
Multi-weight world champion.
What has he done? No, look. Wrong era.
So you just heard James Toney going in on Shakur. I'm not going to play the whole clip, but he goes in on Shakur. He says he can't do what he's doing in my era. He favors David Benavidez and what David Benavidez is doing and seeking. He goes on to say Shakur Stevenson is not interested in fighting the best. James Toney is 77 wins, 10 losses, 3 draws, 47 big wins by way of knockout, right? A legend in the sport of boxing. I disagree when James Toney says Shakur is boring. I don't believe he's boring. But I have to agree when he says he's not number one pound for pound. James Toney fought the greatest of the greats, okay, in his career. James Toney is a world champion at heavyweight, middleweight, light heavyweight, super middleweight, cruiserweight. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. James Toney and his career. Okay. So James Toney says that the 4-division world champion, former unified super featherweight, and reigning WBO junior welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, who I have top 5 pound for pound best fighters in the world. And I keep forgetting to release my pound for pound list. So James Toney says he's not number one. He says David Benavidez is number one. So I saw people in the comment section, people sent me this clip and they said, well, he's saying, David Benavidez is number one, but what has David Benavidez done in his career, right? David Benavidez is 32 wins, no loss, no draw, 26 wins by way of knockout. David Benavidez is a 3-division champion. The difference between Shakur and David Benavidez is simply that David Benavidez is interested in fighting any and everybody. He is, right? He's interested in fighting any and everybody. And he don't want stipulations. Okay? David Benavidez will fight anybody. He just moved up the cruiserweight. He dropped back down to 175. He's looking to fight the best at 175. Shakur Stevenson wants advantages. He wants advantages, right? And that's unfortunate. He only wants to fight you with an advantage. We see right now the situation with Raymond Mortala, where it's being said that Raymond Mortala and his team is saying that Shakur Stevenson wants to fight Raymond Mortala at 135, knowing Raymond Mortala right now is struggling to make the weight and ready to move up to 140, and Shakur has a belt at 140, right? Shakur Stevenson has a belt at 140 pounds. And so they saying, listen, you got a belt at 140, defend your title at 140 against us. But Shakur saying he'd rather make the fight at 135 because he knows Ray Murtaugh is going to be weight drained. He wants to fight Devin Haney at 144 because he knows Devin Haney is going to be weight drained, right? And so with that said, people are starting to frown upon what Shakur Stevenson is doing in the sport of boxing, how he's moving within the sport of boxing. Now, James Toney has made it clear he's never been a fan of Shakur's style, and he says that he's boring. He said this on numerous occasions that Shakur Stevenson absolutely puts him to sleep, right? He talked about the fight with Shakur and Tio, and he's like, man, I went to sleep. You know what I'm saying? He's not, James Toney, he's never short on words, right? So I disagree with him being boring. I don't think the fight with Shakur and Tio was boring at all. I thought that, could Shakur have stepped on the gas? Yeah. Yeah, I think he definitely could have stepped on the gas and, pressed the fight and, get, Teofimo Lopez up out of there. You know what I mean? But he didn't. He's a cautious fighter. That's what he is. He's cautious. And so, that's his style. He's defensive first, James Toney was defensive genius. See, so James Toney can talk, right? Because why? James Toney is a defensive wizard. Shakur Stevenson is known for his defense, and James Toney is one of the greatest defensive fighters we ever seen in the sport of boxing. So James Toney, his stance is Shakur needs to turn offense into defense. Turn defense into offense. You know what I'm saying? You have the ability to do both. And that's James Toney's stance. You know what I'm saying? If you can, do it. You know what I mean? You got the ability to turn offense into defense and defense into offense. Period. But he doesn't. But we see the mindset that he has is that, he's hesitant, man. He's not confident. I thought he was confident, more confident than he actually is. He's just not. He's not. But let's see how his career plays out moving forward, man. Let me know what y'all think. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Again, like I said, you can't be considered number one pound for pound, the best fighter in the world, and you don't want to fight the best fighters. You can't say you better than Keyshawn. You don't want to fight Keyshawn. He ain't your blood brother. You can't say you better than Devin Haney, and you only want to fight Devin Haney with stipulations, right? You just can't. You just can't. But let me know what y'all think, man. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.